Thank you for joining Havis's virtual trade show to learn more about Hardwire's ballistic armor. My name is Sarah Meyer, and I am the marketing manager here at Havis. I will be your host for Havis's virtual trade show series. We are excited to showcase Havis's products and solutions that increase the productivity, safety, and comfort of mobile workers. I'm going to quickly review some housekeeping rules before we get started. First, for the duration of the show, all of attendees' microphones will be placed on mute to ensure a positive experience for all of our attendees. Second, we have reserved time at the end of the show for Q&A. We request that all questions be typed into the chat box found at the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Please note that Zoom offers two different viewing options, gallery and speaker. We recommend setting your view to the speaker view, which can be found at the top right-hand corner. This will provide you with the optimal view of both the presenter and the presentation. Lastly, Havis is recording all segments of the show for future reference. The link to the recordings will be provided to all attendees shortly after the show. Now I would like to introduce our first speaker, Jeff Tripp, who is our Fleet Product Manager here at Havis. He is going to provide some background on how Hardwire Ballistic Armor plays a critical role in keeping law enforcement safe. Take it away, Jeff.
Thanks, Sarah. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeff Tripp, Product Manager at Havis. We'll start off by talking a little bit about the history of Hardwire ballistic products and the relationship with Havis. So let me start by sharing my screen. So Hardwire started by designing ballistics for the US military. There was a need for lightweight ballistics to be added to existing vehicles to stop specific threats that the military was encountering in Iraq, Afghanistan, and other places abroad. They've gone on to do countless vehicles for the US military and also make the lightest soft body armor in the world. Hardwire was hearing and seeing a lot about police officers being shot in the news, such as this event in Philadelphia a few years ago.
Cameras capture the moment a Philadelphia cop was shot by a would-be assassin. The shooter, dressed in Islamic garb, fires at close range through the open window. As the gunman flees, the hero cop brings him down despite being shot in the arm. The badly wounded cop radios for help as he runs.
I'm sorry, I'm shot! I'm bleeding heavily! All cars stand by, we have an officer shot.
Hardwire thought they could help deter this problem, so they pursued the need for ballistics on law enforcement patrol vehicles. They approached NYPD with a concept and a product that they worked on with the military called Dyneema. Working with NYPD, they refined and developed a product for the vehicle door that met a need beyond what was currently in the market with NIJ Level 3A protection, designed to stop fire from handguns and shotguns. The door panel kit is easily installed on existing vehicles in service as well as new vehicles. With it being painted to match the vehicle color and decal scheme, it blends in well. It offers a superior area of protection as well as withstands multiple rounds without degrading or wadding up, which could decrease the protection area the more rounds it sees. Continuing with NYPD's request, Hardwire was the first to develop a ballistic window panel. The panel needed to meet the same NIJ Level 3A protection, be easily removable to allow a quick egress, and still allow the OEM window to open and close. As a result of meeting those needs, Hardwire ballistic panels have been installed in all NYPD patrol vehicles. Thanks to our contacts in NYPD, Havis was introduced to these new products from Hardwire and was able to coordinate a meeting between Hardwire and Philadelphia PD, who had been inquiring about ballistic products for both doors and windows. Hardwire demoed the ballistics to the department, including the police commissioner, deputy commissioners, the director of fleet management and his deputy, and other police staff, including Officer Jesse Hartnett, who was the officer that was the victim of the attempted assassination in the video we saw earlier. It was decided this protection needed to be made available to the city's officers. The mayor and managing director agreed, came up with the funding, and the Office of Fleet Management started equipping every new marked police vehicle from that point. Next, let's take a look at what the products can do. In this video, we see an Explorer window panel being shot while mounted in a vehicle. The window panel is shot at with a .44 Magnum and a 12-gauge shotgun. There is zero penetration from multiple rounds. And as you can see in this clip, the OEM window still operates normally with no binding. This next video shows a window panel shot a total of 20 times with zero penetration using a .44 Magnum, 357, 9mm, and a 12-gauge shotgun. Again, 20 shots, zero penetration. This last video is a door panel that was shot 50 times with zero penetration using .44 Magnum and 9mm. Hardwire has developed unique and durable products that meet the needs of police departments around the country, but lack the distribution network necessary to reach their customer base. The partnership between Hardwire and Havis leverages Hardwire's superior technology with Havis's marketing, sales, distribution, and support to provide a solution to the officers who need it most. Just a reminder, we will have a Q&A portion at the end of this session. If you have any questions, please feel free to enter them in the text box at the lower right of your screen. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Next up is Dan Hyland, Havis's product manager for Versatile Solutions. Dan is going to review some key features and benefits of Hardwire ballistic panels. Take it away, Dan.
Thanks, Sarah. Sarah said, my name is Dan Hyland. I'm a project manager here at Havis. I'll be going over the features and benefits of the ballistic armor by Hardwire. Havis is now offering ballistic armor with NIJ Level 3A protection. Level 3A protection protects against and stops 357 SIG, .44 Magnum ammunition. That's your handguns and your shotguns. If you would like to learn more about what 3A protection is or what it protects against, you can visit the Havis website, find any ballistic armor product page, and you can find this sheet in the resource tab under technical service update. The first piece of ballistic armor we'll be going over this afternoon is the door armor. So as you can see here, it's modular and scalable. It is lightweight and durable, the lightest and strongest armor panel in the market today. It's easy to install and just as easy to remove if needed. The armor is transferable to like models. So for example, this is a 2020 Interceptor utility passenger side door. If this vehicle was in an accident and the driver's side door was damaged, you could remove this panel and Dyneema and transfer it onto a like model. So I'm removing the ABS panel. Here's a shot of the Dyneema and the panel here. The protective skin of the panel blends nicely with the OEM door and paint. And the door also allows and accepts decals and wraps to match any police department markings. One of the key features of this door panel and the armor is the handle coverage. It's the only door panel on the market that offers door handle protection. It simply gets installed behind the handle here. And what that does, it gives you more protection along your door than any other door offered in the market. The next piece of ballistic armor we'll be covering is the window armor. Attackers will shoot what they see. This armor is designed to protect an officer's most vulnerable body parts while seated in a vehicle, which is their head and neck area. The design is made to fit perfectly in the opening of the window. It also remains in place and allows the OEM window to keep all of its functionality. It does not interfere with the door or window hardware, handles, or locks. It's easy to install and just as easy to uninstall. This ballistic armor is unrivaled in multi-hit performance and post-accident performance. And it's also the only window armor in the market that allows for emergency egress. It's the only window armor in the market as well. So for emergency egress, you would simply unlock the latches, hold onto the window firmly, push out, and now your window is removed. Havis will be stocking ballistic door and window armor for the following vehicle years and models: 2020 Ford Interceptor Utility, 2011 to 2019 Ford Interceptor Utility, 2017 to 2020 Ford F-150 through F-550, 2015 through 2020 Chevy Tahoe, 2015 through 2020 Dodge Charger, 2011 to 2019 Dodge Durango. Havis will also offer ballistic armor doors in OEM white, as you see on the door panel here, as well as unpainted door panels. For the unpainted door panels, you will need to take your door panel to your local body shop to match the OEM paint of your choice. There's a 6-week lead time for these items, and all products will be sold separately. So your driver's side door armor, your passenger side door armor, your driver's side window armor, and your passenger side window armor are all sold separately. Reminder, there will be a question and answer portion of the show later on. Please enter all your questions in the bottom right chat box. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Now I would like to introduce our next speaker, Ron Moore, who is a technical specialist here at Havis. He's going to provide some installation tips and tricks for Hardwire Ballistic Armor. Take it away, Ron.
Thank you, Shara. This is Ron Moore. I'm going to go over installation of level 3 ballistics on doors and in window panels. Dyneema window panels and door panels have serial numbers, so just a reminder or to let you know that you need to document those prior to installation, because you'll need those for your warranty as well. You should clean your door and the glass using a non-ammonia glass cleaner on your window panels when you put those in. For each kit, you will require a installation jig. There's one for the driver, one for the passenger doors, one for the driver, and one for the passenger window. As you can see in this photo. So here we're showing you the door panel jig, 2 clamps, the bit to work the screws. They're a tamper-proof screw, 3 alignment pins, and a drill bit. So next we're going to show you a video on the installation, and I'll kind of talk about it as we go through. So right now they're aligning the door panel on the leading edge. On this particular one, it has magnets to hold the forward edge of it. He's applying clamps to the back edge. All the while as he's applying these, he's keeping an eye out on alignment. Back edge alignment is very important, as well as around the door handle, especially in the cold climate areas, because the ABS is thermally active. So you want to make sure you have a good reveal all the way around that handle, nice and evenly. Check your handle and make sure it moves properly. Check your back edge. This is the one that's really important. It's kind of the measure twice, cut once deal. Because once you drill those holes, you're kind of living with what you did. So you're going to drill 3 holes first that get alignment pins. They're strategically placed and to hold the panel properly. He's going to drill each of the holes, put the alignment pin in, move on to his next one till he gets the 3 in. And once he has the 3 alignment pins in, then he's going to go ahead and drill the additional holes required, which on this one's 7. These are the rib nuts that go in the door. A pneumatic or electric is recommended. If you use a manual, you're going to have a pretty good size manual gun to do this. Make sure they're in flush. This is the older style where it has a Dyneema cup behind the door handle. He flexed a little bit to get it to fit. Same thing with the Dyneema. He's flexing it and it hangs on the rib nuts that are in the door so that it stays in place. You get your, now he's going to go get his PVC or his ABS panel next. hang that on. Start all of your screws by hand, and I recommend that you put blue Loctite on the screws. But start them all by hand. If you start them with a gun and they cross thread, it's really going to be a pain. So get them all started. After he does that, he's going to peel back the pre-mask off of the VHB and then go ahead and tighten all the screws down. At this point, after the screws are all tight, I recommend you have a microfiber towel with you so that you can rub the edges of the door and get the VHB to stick better. With your bare hand, you tend to glide along the edge of the ABS. It's just much easier with the towel in your hand. After that, you're going to check, make sure your door handle moves properly, that it's not binding, door opens and shuts properly, wipe it off, and you're finished. Next, we're going to show you how to install the window panels. These are pretty easy. With the drill jig, there's only a couple vehicles that require them, but they are needed. So you put your jig in, align it with the back. You're going to drill 2 1/4-inch holes into the door panel, and you're also going to have to put the dowel pins into the lock bar. They come loose in the kit. Place your lock bar in. Get it all in place. You're going to get your window panel, put it in, push your lock levers, tighten the front, and it's in. Clean it up, and you're finished. Next, I'm showing you a ABS door panel that was shot. This door was shot with 44 Magnum and 9mm rounds. As you can see, the holes for the screws, as well as all the holes for the rounds that went through it. This is the Dyneema that caught the rounds, and next to it is a mushroomed out 44 mag round that we picked off of the Dyneema. And finally, this is the door behind the Dyneema. The rounds that were 44 mags actually tore holes in the door, but nothing penetrated. The 9mm put nice sized dents in there. But again, no penetration at all. So thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Turn you over to Danielle and Dan for some Q&A. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Let's take a look at some of the questions that came in. Here we go. Are the door and window drill fixtures required for every vehicle?
That's a great question. So as Ron talked to in his previous, the door drill fixtures are required for every make and model. So your driver's side and passenger side are each required for each vehicle. You do need the one-time purchase. You could install multiple vehicles using those drill fixtures for your doors. For window fixtures, not every window vehicle make and model require a drill fixture for these windows. The ones that do require a drill fixture are your 2024 Interceptor Utility, your 2015 to 2020 Dodge Charger, and your 2011 to 2019 Dodge Durango. The vehicles, make, and years that do not require them would be your 2011 to 2019 Ford Interceptor Utility, 2015 to 2020 Chevy Tahoe, and your 2017 to 2020 Ford F-150 through F-550. Those come with an adhesive back and a tension strap to secure your mount for your window.
All right. Thank you. So let's see. Another question. What is the life expectancy of the panels and doors?
So the life expectancy for ballistic doors and windows would be the service life cycle of that vehicle. So for an example, the 2011 to 2019 Ford Interceptor Utility, if your panels, doors, and windows, your panels and your windows were undamaged, unharmed, the life expectancy would be the life cycle of that. So 2011, 2019. So as long as they're undamaged, they are good to go.
Another question. What is the warranty for ballistic door and window panels?
Okay, that's a great question. So the warranty is different for each. For the door panels, the warranty is 10 years, but that 10 years is only for Dyneema. For the window panels, the warranty on those would be 1 year warranty.
Okay, good. Lots of questions coming in. Let's see. When ballistic armor is shot, does it still hold its original integrity?
It's a great question. So if ballistic armor is shot at in service, the armor will hold up and continue to protect the officer against all shots fired at the armor. As you saw previously on the videos from Jeff's session, the window took 20 rounds of ammunition, and the door took over 50 rounds of ammunition with 0 penetration. So it will hold its integrity. We do recommend replacing your armor once it is compromised in service, though.
Great. Let's see. We have some more time. Another good question. How does ballistic door panel armor hold up to moisture, mold, and will the inside deteriorate due to moisture or deteriorate under extreme heat? So it's 2 questions in one.
Okay. So the ballistic panels, the ballistic panels are rated at an NIJ spec, like the windows. And what that spec takes into consideration is all the temperatures that can be experienced in the United States. The ballistic door is designed to allow airflow to go around inside of the panel, and it allows it to dry out after any exposure to the elements, so rain, snow, heat, and any other elements you may encounter throughout the United States. The ballistics have been in service in the northeastern part of the country for the last 4 or 5 years and have had no experience with any issues from temperatures.
Okay, looking. Here's another one. When the Hardwire ballistic door armor is removed from the vehicle, what are the recommendations for the holes in the door?
Okay, that is a good question. So what is recommended if you need to replace or remove the door armor from the vehicle? It would be to remove the ABS panel, remove the Dyneema, and then reinstall the ABS panel. That is your least expensive solution.
Thanks, Dan. These are all the questions that we have time for to answer today. If your question was not answered during today's show, we plan to address all the questions in a follow-up email. So in conclusion, here are the key differentiators and takeaways from today's presentation. Easy installation, lightweight and durable, the lightest and strongest armor panel in the market, only door panel with handle area protection, only window armor in the market, emergency egress for windows, and protects officers' most vulnerable body parts while seated in vehicle. So what you currently see on your screen are some of our key resources: the Havis website, the weekly newsletter, and our social media channels, hashtags, and handles to follow, along with a few of our upcoming trade shows where you can stop by our booth and see the Hardwire ballistic armor on a vehicle. Remember to contact your regional sales manager, inside sales representative, or independent sales rep for additional needs or requests. Finally, keep an eye out in your email for a link to this recording. Again, thank you for attending today's virtual trade show.